I want to simplify my life in 2026, and that includes simplifying my credit card strategy and only keeping what I need. To be completely transparent, I'm not like all those other credit card gurus out there that claim to have 15 to 20 different credit cards. I already only have a handful of credit cards, but now I just want to clean it up a little bit further, and I really just want things to be seamless and simple this year. So here's my credit card strategy for 2026. I'm going to go over the cards that I'm keeping, the cards that I'm canceling, and the cards that I'm thinking of getting. Maybe. The first credit card that I'm going to be keeping this year, and if you've been on my channel long enough, you know that this card is near and dear to my heart, but it is the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And I know over the last few months, there has been a lot of stir up and negative energy towards this credit card because of the increase in the annual fee, plus just kind of a complete rehaul of the card, including all these new lifestyle credits and whatnot. And a lot of people are saying that this card is no longer a premium travel credit card, but it's more of a lifestyle credit card competing with the Amex Platinum. And yeah, I do kind of agree. If you're not already using the services that the credit card is offering credits for, and you're having to change your lifestyle just to accommodate this credit card in your life, then I definitely don't think it's worth it. When all these changes went in October of 2025, I said I would give myself the next year to try this card out because my renewal date's not going to be until August of 2026. So I wanted to try it out and see how I like it, see if I'm actually using it and using the credits, and then decide. And granted, it's only been a few months, but I found that I have been using the credit card. I already stayed in an Edit Collection hotel in Ibiza, so I was able to use my $250 Edit Collection credit plus the $100 hotel credit that they give on top of that for the stay, plus the daily breakfast included in that Edit Collection hotel stay. And I've also used the credits for StubHub. I've booked a couple flights directly on the Chase portal only because the flight on the portal and the cash price for the flight directly through the airline were the same. So I booked through the portal because I could get 8x on those flights. And that multiplier really helps me to accumulate even more points. I was also able to get a gift card for the dining credit that they give every 6 months. I've still been booking Hyatt hotels using my Chase points, and I got some amazing deals, which I'll go over in another video. But my point is that I've actually been using the Reserve quite a lot still, and it's been really beneficial to my travels. Not to mention the airport lounges, which I've still been hitting up every single time I travel. So again, I know that this card has been receiving a lot of heat online, on Reddit, whatever, but for me personally, I've still been using it and it's been great. And I do think that a lot of the credits that I'm using will actually outweigh the cost of the annual fee. So for that reason, for now, I'm still keeping the credit card. Okay, the second credit card that I have right now is the Capital One Venture card, not the Venture X. The Venture card only has a $95 annual fee, and it is a bit more simplified from the Venture X, but again, simple is what I wanted, and I was able to get a great sign-up bonus when I did sign up for it. And the card has come in clutch, especially when booking flights. I did book some flights through Capital One, and the price ended up going down after I booked it, and they actually reimbursed me like 50 or 100 bucks. So I thought that was pretty awesome, and it's all automated. And then they also have the price match on the hotel, which I absolutely love. So if you are trying to book a hotel through Capital One's portal, but then you find it in cash to be cheaper outside the portal, you can actually let Capital One know and they will price match. So again, this is not if you're using points and miles, but if you're just using cash. And yes, a lot of times hotels are cheaper if you just pay in cash. So that ends up being the best route. But my point is that Capital One's customer service has actually been really great. We did have some issues that we ran into a couple times and they resolved it and even gave us money back or credited us. And that's more than I can say about some other credit cards I've had in the past. So for me, the Capital One Venture is a low annual fee card. It's 95 bucks. Great customer service experience so far. And I do feel like the travel benefits have been really worth it. And I am noticing that it's pretty easy to rack up points on the Capital One as well, and they have some great partners. So this feels like a very low maintenance card for me. So for that reason, I'm going to keep it. Another credit card that I have is the Bilt credit card, and I will actually be upgrading this to one of the Bilt 2.0 cards, which they will be releasing in February, and there's more info to come out mid-January. So we're just waiting on that. Once Bilt releases the information, I believe January 16th, then it'll be easier for me to make my decision. But I definitely want to upgrade and keep the Bilt card just because I want to be able to earn points on my mortgage. Rent and mortgage are some of the biggest expenses on a monthly basis that you're going to have. So it doesn't make sense to not earn points, right? And those points are going to accumulate so fast. So I definitely do not want to be missing out on that. So whenever they do come out with more information, I will most likely be signing up for it. However, from the information they have given so far, there are going to be 3 different cards that you can choose from. And the third one is going to be like a higher annual fee one. So I might go for like the lower or mid, given that you can still earn points on your mortgage with those 2 credit cards, because that is the point for me. And that's where the value in this card lays. Not to mention, Bilt also has some great partners, including Hyatt. So everyone knows that you get the most value and the most bang for your buck with Hyatt stays and points. So I have my Chase Sapphire Reserve, so I'm going to have my Chase Ultimate Rewards points, which can also transfer to Hyatt, and I'm going to have Bilt, which I'll be earning points on from my mortgage, so I can also transfer those over to Hyatt. So I'm looking forward to some really good Hyatt stays in the next year, hopefully. Okay, something I want to touch on, which I've been thinking of getting, but I just don't know if I want to pull the trigger on. I actually do not have any Amex credit cards, and the primary reason for this is that I do travel abroad a lot, and most countries abroad do not accept American Express, and so that's a big roadblock for me. Also, the Amex Platinum is almost a $900 annual fee, and I personally don't use a lot of the lifestyle credits that they offer. I don't shop at Lululemon. I think maybe I could use some of the Resi credits, but again, I'm not trying to pay $900 just to get a few $100 worth of credits for dining out. I can do that with my Reserve. If I were to get an Amex card, I would probably get it as a replacement for the SAF, or I would get the Amex Gold because at least I can earn on things like groceries and dining. So Amex is kind of in the forerunner of maybe I'll sign for it, maybe not. And if I do, it's gonna be the Gold. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts if you have the Amex or Platinum and whether or not you think that you're getting really good value out of it. That one's still up in the air for me, so TBD. Also, the other thing with Amex and some of these other credit cards is this whole couponing system, which everyone is integrating, which I find to be so annoying. Instead of just giving me $120 to spend on Peloton, you're giving me $10 every single month. So if you have a bunch of different credits across a bunch of different cards, this just becomes a lot of different things to keep track of, and it's something that I don't want to do. I feel like, yes, I do have a spreadsheet, but it's just adding to my mental clutter, and I don't need that in 2026. Okay, now here's the card that I'm most likely going to be canceling this year, and I'm just waiting for one trip to go through, and then I'm going to cancel. The credit card that I'm going to cancel in the next month is the United Explorer card. My family and I have flown to Asia a lot over the past several years, and we usually end up flying United because we found they have the best cash prices, and even we found some good points redemptions on those flights as well. So we've been sticking to it, and the only reason that I have their credit card is because of the baggage allowance. So because I'm flying United quite often, I get one free checked bag per person on the itinerary, and that saved us hundreds of dollars. But to be honest, I'm not sure that it's necessarily that worth it. I don't know how much more I'm going to be flying United. I would love to branch out into some other airlines and test them out as well. I feel a little bit restricted by United because we have the card, so it's almost like a no-brainer. But to be honest, I don't feel like the value I'm getting out of that card is really worth it right now. So yeah, I have an Asia trip coming up in the next week, and I am flying United for it. But after that trip, I am highly going to reconsider and most likely canceling the card. So yeah, that's mostly my strategy for 2026. I may consider getting another travel credit card if I see a really good sign-up bonus offer, because of course, I would love to accumulate more points to be able to travel further and maximize them. But to be honest, I think I'm good with a light set of cards for now. I've really been working hard to try to maximize and work with whatever cards I do have instead of just getting all these different cards. So really just trying to do a good job at accumulating as many points as I possibly can get that fit my lifestyle, and then really trying to maximize them with the reward redemptions. It kind of feels like a challenge trying to get a good deal, but it's something I enjoy. And if you are also wanting to travel and learn how to redeem points, and you want to get started off with some good travel credit cards, but you have no idea what I'm talking about, then do not worry, because that's exactly what I go over in this video right here. So I will catch you in that next video where I go over the best credit cards and how you can score free flights and hotels with them. I'll catch you in the next video.